fierce. And, you know, I'm just thrilled with that.
NASCAR legend and other racing legend, you can say Parnelli Jones. I love that story about him looking to see that trophy in the middle of the night. Larry, how rare is it, though, to have a driver with that much versatility?
And versatile, certainly Parnelli Jones was. You know, in a 15-year period, he ran, it was like 34 cup races. He won 4 times, which is a pretty good winning percentage, but he did it on 2 different road courses, and 2 of his other wins were on dirt.
Goodness. We have some sad news, though, as well today that we want to pass on. We learned this morning about the passing of another legend, Raymond Parks. And I know, Kyle, you had a chance to speak with his family. You also did a Pride of NASCAR on him.
Yeah, you know, and it is sad because Raymond was mid-90s. He had Alzheimer's. But in comparison, for the fans that are out there today, in comparison is Raymond was the original Rick Hendrick. I want you to think about Rick Hendrick today and what he means to the sport. That's what Raymond Parks meant to the sport. He's got that very first championship trophy. So, I mean, we had Jimmy Johnson here that's got 4 of them.
Yeah.
Raymond's got that first one from 1948, so it's a sad day for the sport.
We're coming back. When we do, we're getting closer to green. We are just getting things started here on TNT. Welcome back to Countdown to Green on TNT. Here in Sonoma, we are 27 miles from that famed prison Alcatraz, separated from the mainland by freezing waters that few dare to test. This track will test a few drivers. Some drivers actually will take to the course with maps taped to their steering wheels just to help them work their way around those 11 turns. Wally Dallenbach didn't forget what it's like to race here. We pulled him away from the scenery long enough to explain why turn 11 isn't the prettiest place to be.
Now here at Sonoma, being lucky and good through the hairpin, well, that's an important element to winning at this road course. Now you must get into and through this turn as smooth and fast as possible because it is the best passing zone on this racetrack. It's really pretty simple. If the front tires are locked up, the car won't turn. Now case in point, check out the 11 of Denny Hamlin. The right front locks up under braking. Watch again. Now when that happens, you wind up losing a lot of time. But worst of all, some innocent driver, like Forrest said here, well, he's going to wind up getting clobbered. Drivers have to hit their marks in this turn each lap with the least amount of mistakes possible in order to be in a position to win. And here I sit with the fine bottle of wine, waiting for my buddy Larry Mack, who's late with the cheese and crackers.
That Wally's probably not sharing. Our expert Larry McReynolds won here 3 times, more than any other crew chief. He's standing by at the TNT off-track race car, or Torque as we call it for short, presented by Toyota. Larry, first of all, did you take the cheese and crackers and eat them all? And also, what are your keys for this race?
There's no wine, there's no cheese, there's no crackers left. We're about ready to leave here. Now, here are my keys to winning here at Infineon Raceway. The biggest thing is stick to your game plan, stick to your strategy. Unless something happens that really is bad and makes you change your game plan, no matter what the competition does, you have to stay on your game plan. The other thing is stay on the racetrack. Asphalt is good, dirt is bad. You will not win this race if you get on the dirt. The other thing is you have to be easy on equipment. This place is hard on everything. It's 110 laps with about 11 turns. It's hard on brakes. It's hard on the engines, especially on the downshift. It's going to be hard on the transmissions. You're going to be shifting about a dozen times a lap. It's hard on the rear end gear, especially on those downshifts. It's hard on sheet metal. And Lindsey and Kyle, probably in the last 15 laps, it's going to be hard on someone's feelings.
Oh, thank you, Larry. I know that Kyle Petty has had his share of turns around this track. You've also had your share of trips around the bay, we can say. For as beautiful as the waters surrounding San Francisco can be, it's also pretty cold. Kyle Petty found out firsthand and tried to reel in some fun in San Francisco Bay with his friend Rutledge. Here is this week's Ponytail Express.
Come on.
If you want to see how a life jacket's worn, guys, just ask Rutledge. He'll show you how to put one on. Kick back, relax, and let's go fishing.
We think we spotted the elusive hackfish. There's not a lot of them.
Really
you only
rare.
see like they're very, very rare.
Hey.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Get that hat. Get that hat. Yeah.
In the box!
Oh, my God. Get it, brother. Get it.
In the box!
Oh, my God.
There it is.
Oh, thank God.
If the Ponytail Express your favorite show, jump up and down.
Oh!
They love your show.
That's just not right. Kyle Petty, at least your ponytail didn't get wet, right? All right, stick around. Coming up on Countdown to Green, we'll talk about some more success stories. Jamie McMurray, second fastest in happy hour. He broke the news to us that he and his wife are expecting their first child. Congratulations to the McMurrays. We'll be right back.
You're watching Countdown to Green on TNT.
A lot of fathers out there on the racetrack today looking for a road course victory. This focus, though, right now on the point standings is getting much more important week in and week out. Let's take a look at the danger zone for drivers as they try to make the chase. We start at 8th place. That's because Jeff Burton is the lowest seeded driver who cannot fall out of the top 12 today. But below him, things could get interesting. Greg Biffle and the 3 drivers that follow are in jeopardy of falling out of that group, whereas then those that are trying to fight their way in include Clint Boyer down to Juan Pablo Montoya, even a few drivers below that. There are still plenty that still have a legitimate shot of making it into the chase. What are your thoughts when you look at that graphic?
Well, the most points that you can gain or lose in one race is 161 points. But I honestly believe, even with 11 races to go, that we're going to have one of the tightest battles in the race to the chase that we've had in the 6 to 7 year history of this. But the good news for all the teams that are way back there with 11 races to go, you can only gain or lose 161 points. As long as you're within 1,771 points of the top 12, you still have hope.
You know who likes to hear that? Juan Pablo Montoya. He is standing by right now with one of our pit reporters.
Well, we're down here with Juan Pablo Montoya getting ready to go racing here today. Juan, you won this race in 2007. Last year you were points racing trying to get into the chase, so you couldn't really go after the victory. Which way do we go today?
You know, I know we were quite a ways in the points, and this Target Chevrolet has been really good. I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, we have to wait and see. There seems to be a lot of good cars. I think tires are going to be a big factor today, different than normal. I think you're going to see some cars in field strategy and some cars putting tires on and trying to go fast. So it'll be quite a challenge.
Marty, when he won that race here in 2007, he joined the greats Dan Gurney and Mario Andretti as the only drivers to win in Formula One, Indy Cars, and NASCAR Sprint Cup Tour.
Well, when it comes to road course racing here in the Sprint Cup Series, Tony Stewart, certainly one of the best. Just now back in that top 12 smoke. How do you balance the need to get a nice top 10 today versus the desire and ability to go for the win?
You don't even worry about the first part. You just worry about the second part, and that's going after the win. So, you know, we got Gene Haas and everybody from Haas Automation out here, and obviously the Office Depot people and Old Spice people here. So you know, this is a big race for us, and, you know, we go out every week worrying about the win. And I mean, when you get closer to Richmond, you worry about it the last couple weeks. But, you know, right now, if you win the race, the points take care of itself. So just going for the win.
And, of course, a special Father's Day as well as Dad Nelson here this weekend. He's been here all year long, but got to ride around the track with him. A special treat for Dad earlier today, Lindsay.
Thanks, Marty. You know, I believe Tony Stewart because I think he's been very, very frustrated. He almost needs a win for confidence. Kyle, what are your thoughts right now on a strategy that the 14 would be looking for?
Tony's always had one strategy: win. That's it. I've never seen Tony be a points racer. You know, some guys talk it, and they talk that talk, and they walk that walk too. Tony never talks the talk about being a points racer. He come to win this race. He'll go to win next week in New Hampshire. He'll go to win Daytona, and he'll go to win Chicago. And when he gets to Richmond, then the chips will lay where they are.
Exactly. Well, we know someone who has momentum as a driver that was pulling double duty. Those guys that chose to run today's race as well as yesterday's NASCAR Nationwide Series race, well, you could say they're crazy, they're tired, but they did get a well-planned warm-up. The series took to the road course at Road America yesterday in Wisconsin. Here's how they finished. Pole sitter Carl Edwards won that race. Second behind him, Ron Fellows, and then the chippy Brendan Gaughan came in third. Fans, you can keep up with all your favorite drivers by checking out the Nationwide Insurance on Your Side race review only on NASCAR Series.com. Some history as we go to break. Ground was broken here at this track in August 1968. 720 acres of dairy farmland. It was the late Dale Earnhardt who earned his only road course win here at Infineon in 1995. It was years, though, before that, 1989, when Ricky Rudd won the